Contenders, I'm your host, Peg Young. It's hard to believe how fast time flies. It's already the first weekend of September. Fall is here, and we can feel it in the air. Let's welcome today's contenders onto our stage. Welcome. We have the AA team, Craig Brantly and Mark Yansen. Welcome, and tell us a bit about yourselves.
Okay, so I'm Mark, I'm from England. This is Craig from the United States. Our name AA is for Anglo-American because we're from England and America, not because we're recovering alcoholics.
Well, good to know that. Welcome to our stage, and good luck to you today. Going against our Anglo-American team, we have Lucky 13, Kim Yun-sun and Nam Ju-chul. Welcome, and tell us a bit about yourselves.
I'm from Washington State, Seattle, and I'm here teaching English as a missionary.
And
I'm from the Washington, D.C. area, currently living in Maryland. I'm visiting my parents for the moment.
I see, in Korea.
Yes.
Maryland is hometown for me in the States. Good luck to all of you today. Let's begin the quiz. In our first section, we'll be giving you 10 multiple choice questions worth 10 points each. You have 5 seconds to answer per question. Now, if you answer all 10 correctly, we give you 50 bonus points. And if you answer wrong, we stop there and give you the sum of points up to that point. We make it easy for you by giving you a chance. That means you call it out, and we'll take away 2 of the incorrect choices. You have 50-50 on that question. That means you could get it right. And so, AA, will you choose QUI or Z?
I'll choose you, please.
All right, we will go with question set U, number 1. Of the following, which is not a test of English skills? 1, TOEFL, 2, TOEIC, 3, HSK, and 4, TEPS or TEPS.
HSK.
That is a Chinese language test. And we go to question 2. Which country has imposed a limit of 1 child per family? 1, China, 2, Israel,
China.
3, Sweden, 4, South Africa?
China.
Yes. You knew that right off? Well, you could have paused until I got through all of the choices,
sorry.
but we knew you knew the answer. And we go to question 3. Which country is in both Asia Minor and Europe? 1, Iran, 2, Egypt, 3, Latvia, and 4, Turkey.
Turkey.
And we're already at question 4. Which is the second largest planet in our solar system? 1, Jupiter, 2, Earth, 3, Saturn, and 4, Uranus.
Saturn.
The first is Jupiter. And AA, I'm sure you're thinking you picked a great partner, aren't you?
Yeah.
And you haven't used chance, and we're already at question number 5. Of the following, which month is most prominent in the song Try to Remember? 1, September, 2, October?
September.
Yes, it is September. And question number 6. How many bones are in the body, human body? 1, 61, 2, 139, 3, 206, and 4, 314.
206.
Yes. You actually have to pause and listen to all of the choices for that one. And we go to question 7. How many games make up a match in squash? 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, and 4, 5. If you're not sure, you can use chance.
Yeah, I can use chance.
Surely, we'll take away 2 of the incorrect choices. And now, AA, we would like your final answer.
3.
5 sets that make up a game of squash. You end this section with 60 points. Lucky 13, you are left with question sets Q, I, and Z. Which would you like to have?
Q. Q, please.
All right, we will go with questions at Q. Number 1. How many surfaces does a square-based pyramid have? 1, 4, 2, 5, 3, 6, 4, 8.
4. No, I'm sorry. 5, right? 5.
Yes. Ah, lucky 13.
Sorry.
I'm so glad you paused for that one. And we are going to question number 2. Of the following, which does not have 10 legs? 1 crab, 2 shrimp, 3 squid, and 4 octopus.
4 octopus.
Octopus, as octo would suggest, has 8 legs. And number 3. Of the following, which is not a Korean traditional holiday? 1 Chuseok, 2 Seollal, 3 Dano, 4 Chunje.
3.
Answer please, lucky 13. If you're not sure, you can use chance.
3. Final answer.
Actually, it is Chunje. That is the Chinese Lunar New Year, or Kinyeon, or Kwanyeon. And lucky 13, well, we have a lot of the quiz ahead. AA, you have the lead at 60 points. And now for a section that I always enjoy. This is where we give you a list of 20 words in a pre-chosen category. You have 100 seconds to go through the entire list. Please do not use the word or phrase that we give you as a hint. And AA, or as the answer, AA, if you're ready, please take your position next to me. And you picked a fascinating category, 19th century. And now why, well, what is your favorite occurrence in the 19th century?
Well, to be honest, I'm not that interested in the 19th century, but the other subjects are more difficult. That's why I chose
So
it.
you went with something familiar.
That's right, yeah.
Are you ready?
Yep.
Go.
Bird beginning, first letter N. Bird, first letter N. Okay, pass. American President T.J. Founding
Theodore
father. Founding
Roosevelt.
father. T.J.
Jefferson.
Okay.
Thomas Jefferson.
First name, yeah. Okay. Okay. It's something used in a hospital to check your inner organs.
X-ray.
Okay. Card game P, first letter.
Poker.
Okay. Pass. Edison invented the LB.
Light bulb.
Carl M. Communist. Carl M. First letter.
Karl Marx.
Okay. Mary Shelley story. Monster
Frankenstein.
F. It's a system of communication used in the forces M. MC. Dots and dashes.
Morse code.
Okay. War in China. First letter O.
Opium War.
Bonaparte, French, N. N.
Bonaparte and Napoleon.
Pass. 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 War, South Africa, B.
Boer War.
Month, J, Revolution.
July Revolution.
Yeah. In Paris, a monument, big monument.
Eiffel Tower.
Tough category to go through. You didn't get to Arc de Triomphe. It was not the Eiffel Tower that we were going for. Arc de Triomphe in Paris. And you passed on a few books, Faust by Goethe, and Sense and Sensibility, Austen's book. However, you end the section with 170 points. And lucky 13, if you're ready, please take your position. And you picked a fascinating category, actually, dying young. And who is somebody that you enjoyed learning about who died young?
Marilyn Monroe. Elvis Presley.
And we'll see if they're on our list. Are you ready?
Sure.
Go.
Okay, Wolfgang Amadeus.
Mozart.
Okay. Blonde.
Marilyn Monroe.
Okay. Charles's wife.
Diana.
Diary of.
Anne Frank.
Okay. Guitar player, the 60s, hippie, dope.
Jimi Hendrix.
Okay. Pass. President.
John F. Kennedy.
Yeah. 3.1운동. The girl in Korea. Pass. Okay, Porsche.
James Dean.
Okay, Montague and Capulet.
Romeo.
And?
Juliet.
Okay. Okay, Matrix.
Aaliyah.
All right. Okay, boxer who's undefeated. You don't know. Never pass. God, it's a good one. Pass. Okay. That little monument in France is named after this lady.
Statue.
The heroine in France. Heroine in France. The pass. Okay. Stand By Me.
River Phoenix.
Yeah. Okay. Pass. Okay. Animation about the Native American girl.
Pocahontas.
Okay. Okay. Gianni, the designer.
Versace.
Okay. Brian's friend is named after this. JJ.
Jeremy.
JJ. Rocker.
Jeremy.
Pass.
You didn't quite get to Janis Joplin. It was the artist that he was getting to. And Rimbaud was the poet you passed on. And Rocky Marciano is the boxer. And Yansen was the girl who died at the age of 18. March First Movement. You said it in Korean. We couldn't give that to you. And Lucky 13, you did a good job. You end at 140 points. However, AA, you are in the lead with 170 points. Congratulations. And now, whatever happens in the next category will decide who gets to go on to the finals. Let's welcome Mr. David Hwang onto our stage. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
It's a close game, once again.
It's a close game. That's why we have this section to really separate the men from the boys. Does that work? Okay. Let's
we
try
have a
that.
woman
I know,
here.
that's why I'm kind of my fault, I'm sorry. Anyways, though, yeah, this next section is a round of 15 questions. The first team to buzz in first will get the first chance to answer. If you get that wrong, though, that chance will be given over to the other team. Now, we are nice enough to give you another chance for both of you guys. If both of you guys get it wrong, we will also supply a spelling hint to boot. 15 questions in all, 30 points per question, 5 seconds to answer each one. You guys ready?
And since you have to buzz in, please buzz in first, have me call out your team names, then share your answers with us. So let's have question number 1.
Okay, question number 1 is about instrument. According to a new study, those dreaded lessons of this during childhood could be more valuable than parents ever imagined. This study suggests that early music training can enhance a youngster's verbal memory.
Lucky 13.
Piano.
Yes. And Lucky 13, with that, you have tied at 170 points. Very close game. And did you have those dreaded piano lessons as well?
Actually, I never had piano. I had guitar lessons, actually, from my mom. She taught me a few chords here and there. But I heard you had those dreaded piano lessons.
Yes, and violin lessons.
Violin as well, right? The classic 1-2 combination.
That's right. Let's go to question 2.
Question number 2 is about plant. According to a new study, this is specially bred to have the content of the ingredient which irks the eye and nostrils. It is also said to be mild enough to eat like an apple and will be on sale in Britain. Its characteristic pungency results from the sulfur-rich, volatile oil it contains. What is this edible plant?
This edible plant, let's look at the hint, and I know you know it. Lucky 13.
Onion.
Yeah. And helpful hint. If you actually chop them in water, then you won't get the teary eyes.
Is that right? Actually, my nickname was Onion.
Why?
In my college days, because we played a lot of video games in college times, and because I was so good, I made people cry. That's what it comes.
Oh my, get off the stage. Now let's go on to our next question, please.
All right, number 3, entertainment. According to the Japan External Trade Organization, or JETRO, the influence of this in the American market in 2002 is 3 times more of the amount of steel exported to the US. Sen o Chihiro no Kamikakushi, or Spirited Away, directed by Miyazaki Hayao, a famous director in this field. This, in the American market...
Lucky 13.
Animation?
Yeah. And AA, I'd like to encourage you to buzz in. Take the chance. And let's go with question 4.
Question 4 is about health. Recent studies suggest that the higher people's blood level of this, the lower people's risk of gastrointestinal trouble. It may keep our stomach and intestines free of ulcers. On the recommendations issued in 2000 by the Institute of Medicine of the United States, women should consume 75 milligrams of this per day and men 90. A medium orange has about...
AA.
Vitamin C, or oranges.
Ascorbic acid is the other answer we would have taken. AA, it's good to see you on the board. You're just 30 points behind, and let's go to question 5.
Question 5 is about survey. A Korean credit card company conducted a survey in June on the different forms of purchasing of consumers. According to the study, department stores and outlets had the most business on Sundays, and this form of shopping was the most active on Monday. What is this form?
AA.
Window shopping?
Good try, but lucky 13. It is your chance to answer, and please finish the question.
What is this form of online shopping which is made possible through computer network?
Lucky 13, 5 seconds. Ooh, now whenever I give you 5 seconds to take the opportunity, I really suggest that you do take the opportunity because we do not penalize for incorrect answers. Now what we are looking for is something that you are very familiar with. Why don't we take a look at the hint? AA.
Internet shopping.
Yes. Or e-shopping is something that we would have taken as well. So easy you didn't want to go for it, right? And why don't we go with question 6?
Question 6 is about person. The Supreme Court of the Philippines has awarded the government what are believed to be the frozen bank account of this former...
AA.
Marcos.
Ferdinand Marcos, to be exact. And now, AA, you've taken the lead. 260 versus Lucky 13's 230 points. Very, very close match. So exciting. Let's go to the next question.
Yeah, AA, it seems like you have a fan base behind you. Hooting and hollering back there. All right, must be nice.
They're
Question
students,
number...
right?
Excuse
Their
me?
students are
Paid.
Is that right?
Question number 7, please.
All right, question number 7 is about geography. According to recent news, in an effort to revive tourism, Egypt and Jordan are planning to operate a fast cruise that makes stops at nearby tourist cities in this area. This is a narrow strip of water.
Lucky 13.
Red Sea?
Yes. And Lucky 13 and AA, you are now even at 260 points. Let's see what happens with our next question.
Cool. Question number 8 is about film. According to the LA Times, this Western film has emerged as one of the most popular films requested by US presidents for screening in the White House. The Gary Cooper classic was watched by Bill Clinton.
AA.
High Noon?
Yeah. And it's a good film, but I didn't know it was requested so many times in the White House.
Have you ever seen it?
Yeah.
Have you?
Yeah,
Is it that good?
To watch it
20
well,
times?
Yeah, that's, well, maybe it's a favorite of his, I don't know. And AA, you have now taken the lead. 290 versus Lucky 13's 260. And let's have the next question.
Question number 9 is about astronomy. Every 26 months, the Earth overtakes this planet on the inside track as they both orbit the Sun. This happens every 15 to 17 years when the planet is closest to the Sun.
Lucky 13.
Mars.
That last hint. And once again, the two teams are even at 290 points. Let's go to question 10.
Question 10 is about art. This museum, one of the world's biggest cultural brands, is proposing a possible gallery complex for Taiwan to join its string of international sites. It has developed the formula of using extraordinary museum buildings to attract visitors and fuel economic regeneration, most famously in the northern Spanish city of Bilbao. What is this?
Let's take a look at the hint. Lucky 13.
Guggenheim Museum.
Yes. Have you been to the Guggenheim?
Only the one in New York City, but not in Spain.
Well, if either teams win 7 in a row, you know, we do send you to Europe and you could see this.
I have to go.
And let's go to question 11.
Question 11 is about weapon. Cheap, intelligent, and crucially lightweight, rats are being trained in Tanzania to sniff out this explosive weapon. The millions of unexploded...
Lucky 13.
Landmines.
And Lucky 13, you are moving ahead. AA, I'd like to encourage you to buzz in quickly. Let's go to question 12.
Question 12 is about technology. Digital CD decks challenge this. The success of a digital system allows CDs to be scratched and mixed in the same way as 12-inch records. This could mean the end of DJs using these decks.
AA.
Record players, LP players.
Lucky 13.
Turntables.
Why don't we finish the rest of the question?
Here we go. Phonograph records are made...
AA.
Vinyl.
We couldn't give away the point. Okay, AA, you're catching up. 320 versus Lucky 13's lead of 350. And let's move on to the next question.
Yes, the next question is about culture. Included in the public document of the Dutch East India Company, which ruled sea trade in the 17th century, is a document formed by this person. The document is in this person's own handwriting. He wrote a shipwreck journal, which is the first Western account of Korea, and this year marks 300 years since this Dutchman landed.
AA.
Hamel?
Amid Hamel. And we've talked about him before on our show. And AA, with that, you have evened the score once again. 350 points. We have 2 questions left. Let's go to 14.
14 is about figure. Recently, France selected an Islam immigrant model instead of a Caucasian model for its blank d'aujourd'hui. I think something like that.
D'aujourd'hui.
D'aujourd'hui. She's the French expert here, which means blank of today. It is the female figure symbolizing the French Republic. She is well depicted in Liberty Leading the People by Delacroix in 1830.
Lady Liberty? Lady Liberty?
Lucky 13, it's your chance to answer, and please finish the question.
What is this mythical female figure?
Lucky 13, 5 seconds. Lucky 13.
Venus.
Why don't we take a look at the hint? The hint? And AA.
Marianne.
Yes, Marianne d'aujourd'hui. AA, you've got the lead. Lucky 13, if you answer correctly, that means we will tie and go to a breaking question. AA, if you answer the next one correctly, it means you will go on to the finals to face the NIA team. Let's see what happens.
Question 15 is about country. Rebel leaders in this country.
AA.
Liberia.
And with that strong ending, AA, you get to go on to the finals. Congratulations. Now, Lucky 13, this was a very close game, and I think you were going to guess Liberia because it's been in the news. Well, it was great having you on our show. Now, what do you want to share with our viewers?
Our viewers, I just want to say thank you for supporting us.
It's been fun. It's been fun.
Yeah, we feel bad we can't go to Jeju-do anymore, but
Well,
we'll come back next year.
Okay, well, thank you very much for joining us. And now we'll be back with the AA team and the NIA team, actually. See you in a second. Welcome back, the NIA team. Welcome back to our stage. We have Laird, Cain, and David Milbordt joining us again. This is your attempt at win number 3 in a row. So, how is it to be back?
Yeah, it's good to be back. Had a tough challenge. Let's see what happens this time.
You want to go all the way to Europe, right?
I'd love to go to Europe.
Now, AA team, you saw the NIA team last week. They're pretty tough. What do you think?
Try our best.
Yeah, should be interesting.
Now, you have your students behind you in support, right?
Yeah.
So if you win, are you going to share your prize with the students?
We'll probably celebrate and have a good time, but I don't know about sharing the prize.
The best prize is knowledge. That's what I always tell
Oh, is that right? All right, good luck to all of you. Now let us get to our final section. Our final section is 5 categories of questions, 5 questions each, 10 to 50 points each. And what are today's categories?
The category today is historic
September.
September. Famous disasters. Philosophers, lives in water, and reading books.
And historic September is, of course, about things that happened in the month of September. I get to choose the first question I will go with. Historic September for 10 points. On September 7th, 1911, Guillaume Apollinaire was arrested on suspicion of stealing this famous painting from the Louvre Museum in Paris. Nia.
The Mona Lisa?
Yes. It is Da Vinci's masterpiece. Nia, it's good to see you on the board, and you get to choose.
Historic September for 20.
Historic September for 20 points. In September 1846, German astronomer Johann Gottfried Galle discovered a new planet from the observatory in Berlin, AA.
Pluto.
Now, the chance to answer goes over to the NIA team, and I will finish the question. Its diameter is 4 times that of Earth. It was named for the Roman god of the sea. In 1986, the U.S. planetary spacecraft Voyager 2 was the first human spacecraft to visit the planet. It is the 8th planet in average distance from the Sun. What is this planet? Nia.
Neptune?
Yes. AA, I'm glad you took the risk. You got to buzz in quickly to go against our NIA team. Good luck to you, and Nia, you get to choose.
Historic September for 30, please.
Historic September, 30 points. On September 13th, 1977, this type of automobile made its American debut. General Motors introduced its first vehicles of this model. Its fuel efficiency had to be balanced against its higher emissions of odor and air pollutants. It converts the chemical energy stored in the fuel into mechanical energy, which can be used to power freight trucks, large tractors. Nia.
Diesel.
Yes. And we saw that in Oldsmobile 88 and 98 models. This engine differs from other internal combustion engines, such as gasoline engines. And Nia, you are fast increasing your lead. AA, I encourage you to buzz in quickly. And Nia, you get to choose.
We'll go historic September 40.
40.
40.
Historic September, 40 points. On September 2nd, 1945, more than 250 Allied warships lay anchored in Tokyo Bay. Just after 9 a.m. Tokyo time, Japan signed an official document of unconditional surrender. AA.
Surrender. Oh.
VJ Day.
Nia, it's your chance to answer. I'll finish the question. A brief ceremony of about 20 minutes saw the end of World War II. Above the decks of this site flew the flags of the U.S., Britain, the Soviet Union, and China. What site did President Truman choose for this historic event? Nia, 5 seconds. Nia.
Tokyo.
Now, AA.
USS Missouri.
And that you have, with that AA team, you have closed the lead just down to 20 points. AA, you're 40, and Nia, you're at 60 points now. AA, you get to choose.
Historic Septembers.
For 50 points.
Yes,
Historic September, 50 points. September 14th, 1975 was the day the first ever U.S. citizen was canonized a saint. Mother Elizabeth Ann Seton was canonized at the Vatican by this Pope. Elizabeth Seton was born an Episcopalian in New York City and grew AA.
John Paul II.
And Nia, it's your chance to answer. I'll finish. In New York City and grew to devote much of her life to charity work among the poor. He was the Italian Pope of the Roman Catholic Church during a period including most of the Second Vatican Council. Who is this Pope? Nia, 5 seconds. Nia.
Pope John.
AA.
John Paul I.
Nia, 5 seconds. Nia.
John the 23rd.
Pope Paul VI. Paul VI. And that was a tough one. I'll choose. I will go with reading books for 10 points.
Hello everyone and contenders. It's a great to be meeting you all. I'm Joo Hyun-jo at Kim and Johnson. The season of reading is back. These days, it's even possible to read books through PDAs, so you can read virtually anywhere you want. Well, do you have a book that you've been meaning to read? You may find some in the questions today. Let's take a look. This book was made into a cartoon, and it was also selected as the #1 animation, which Korean adults want to see again. This little girl comes from an orphanage to the home of a brother and sister. She has a vivacious temper and vivid imagination. It was written by Lucy Maud Montgomery. What piece of children's literature is this?
AA.
The Lord for Nanny.
Nia, 5 seconds. Nia.
Anne of Green Gables.
Yes. You're close, AA, with the orphan. It is Anne of Green Gables. The little red-haired girl. And Nia, you're increasing your lead 70 versus AA's 40. You get to choose.
Reading books for 20.
Reading books, 20 points.
Recently, a memoir of a female writer who was in love with this book's author was published in Korea. This book is about an unstable teenage boy who thinks that all adults are funny and ends up in a mental institution. The book is written by the reclusive J.D. Salinger. It is a worldwide bestseller and will be a favorite of the younger generation for all times. What book is this?
Nia.
Catcher in the Rye.
Yes. And AA, you've just got to buzz in more quickly. Yes. Nia, you get to choose.
Category? Yeah. Reading books for 30, please.
All right, reading books, 30 points.
The story centers around a woman trying to marry off her 5 daughters in early 19th century England. It is the comedic and charming love story of Mr. Darcy and Elizabeth, whose first impressions of each other blind them from realizing their true feelings. Jane Bennet, Lady Catherine de Bourgh, and Mr. Wickham are main characters of this novel. What is the name of this book written by Jane Austen?
Nia.
Pride and Prejudice.
Yes, Jane Bennett is the main character. Little Women is 4 sisters. Nia, you're increasing your lead. You get to choose.
Reading books for 40, please.
Reading books, 40 points.
The author first published the book in 1943. More than a half century later, this fable of love and loneliness has lost none of its power. This novel is a child fable for adults, with a gentle and grave reminder that the best things in life are still the simplest ones, and that real wealth is giving to others. What is this novel which is narrated by a downed pilot in the Sahara Desert?
AA.
Little Prince.
Yes. French aviator and writer Antoine de Saint-Exupéry's novel. And it's good to see you on the board. You get to choose.
Same category, 50, please.
Closing the category of reading books, 50 points.
This is a story of how vanity and corruption can destroy one's life. The main character, who is a handsome young man, allows his inflated ego and the influence of those around him to shape his personality and his life, with tragic consequences. In the final decade of his life, Irish author Oscar Wilde wrote and published nearly all of his major work. What is this book, which is his only novel?
Nia.
The Picture of Dorian Gray.
Yes. And Nia, you get to choose.
Lives in Water for 10.
Lives in water, 10 points.
This sea animal is found in temperate and warm coastal waters of all oceans. This, in turn, are eaten by birds, starfishes, and snails, as well as by fishes, including skates. It is shucked and eaten raw, cooked, canned, or smoked. Small quantities are frozen. Popular varieties include the Blue Point and the Lynnhaven, as well as the Colchester of Britain and the Marennes of France. What is this?
AA.
Salmon.
Well, it contains a lot of protein, and it is dubbed milk of the sea. Nia, 5 seconds. Nia?
Clams.
The chance is open to both teams now. AA?
Oysters.
Yes, I would have mentioned that it is also an aphrodisiac.
Is it?
Yeah. And AA, you get to choose.
We like philosophers for 50.
Philosophers for 50 points. This German philosopher is counted among the main exponents of 20. Nia.
Nietzsche.
The chance answer goes to the AA team, and I'll finish the question. Of 20th century existentialism. He was an original thinker, a critic of technological society, a leading ontologist of his time, and an influence on a younger generation of continental European cultural personalities. In 1927, he published his magnum opus, Sein and Zeit, Being and Time. It strongly influenced J.P. Sartre and other existentialists. Who is this? AA 5 AA.
Heidegger.
Yes, Martin Heidegger is the man. And AA, you're moving up. 140 versus Nia's 170. AA, you get to choose.
Same category, 40 points, please.
Surely, philosophers for 40 points. This English philosopher and political theorist is best known for his publications on individual security. AA.
John Locke.
The chance answer goes over to the Nia team, and I'll finish the question. On individual security and social contract. These are important statements of both the nascent ideas of liberalism and the long-standing assumptions of political absolutism characteristic of the times. His book, Leviathan, is one of the early justifications for the absolute power of monarchs. Who is this? Nia, 5 seconds. Nia.
Hobbes.
Yes. Leviathan gave that away. And Nia, you are increasing your lead. You get to choose.
We'll take Lives in Water for 20.
Lives in water, 20 points.
This fish is found in all seas, from coastal regions to mid-depths. One group, the freshwater this.
Nia.
Salmon.
And AA is your chance to answer. Please finish the question.
One group, the freshwater this, lives in freshwater but returns to the sea to breed. It grows to maturity in freshwater and as adults make a single spawning migration to the sea. After spawning, it dies. Too bad. And the other group, the snake this, have pointed tails that enable them to burrow backward into the sand or mud. What is this slender, elongated, usually scaleless fish?
AA, 5 seconds. AA.
Eel.
Yes. It is a long dorsal and anal fins that are continuous around the tail tip, and it is the eel. And you didn't have much sympathy for this eel. And AA, you get to choose.
Philosophy, 30.
Philosophy, 30 points. This person was born into a noble family. His satirical Persian letters gave him his first literary success. From 1726, he traveled widely to study social. Nia.
Omar Khayyam.
AA, it's your chance to answer. I'll finish the question. He traveled widely to study social and political institutions. His magnum opus, L'Esprit des Lois, the spirit of the laws, profoundly influenced Europe and America. His political thoughts advocated the separation of the legislative, judicial, and executive powers. Who is this French philosopher and satirist? AA, 5 seconds. AA.
Tocqueville.
AA.
Tocqueville.
We are looking for his political thoughts advocated the separation of the legislative.
Montesquieu.
AA. Yes. Charles II Baron de Montesquieu is the man we were looking for. His other great works include Causes of the Greatness and Decadence of the Romans. And AA, you're catching up. You're just 20 points behind the lead of Nia, 210 versus 190. And AA, you get to decide.
Philosophy, 20, please.
All right, philosophy for 20 points. Or philosophers. In political thinking, he believes in natural rights of all humans, including the right to overthrow a government if it is denying basic human rights. These thoughts are contained in his book, Two Treatises on Government. He also worked on what was to be his major book, the Essay Concerning Human Understanding. AA.
John Locke.
Yes. He is the English political and educational philosopher. And with that, AA, you are tied with Nia at 210 points. AA, you get to decide what to do next.
Famous disasters, 10 points.
Okay, famous disasters for 10 points.
Germany used this to lift the Hindenburg because the United States would not sell them any helium.
Nia.
Hydrogen.
Yes. Oh, and that was good. Nia, you get to choose.
Okay, we'll take famous disasters for 20.
Famous disasters, 20 points.
This was one of the worst natural disasters in American history when a 20-foot wave surged from a hurricane in the Gulf of Mexico, washing over this city on September 8, 1900. More than 5,000 lives were lost and much of the city was destroyed. After this disaster, a protective seawall 5 meters high and 10 miles long was built, paralleled by a wide boulevard overlooked by hotels. What is this city in Texas?
Nia.
Galveston.
Yes. It is a major deep-water port on the Gulf intra-coastal waterway. Have you ever been to Galveston?
Yes, it's a very lovely beach town.
And
nice
hence
warm
you knew
water.
the answer. And Nia, you're increasing your lead. You get to choose.
We'll take famous disasters for 30.
Famous disasters, 30 points.
Is there something wrong with your voice? It's cracking.
I'm going through puberty.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I thought so. Anyway, all right, here we go. Famous disasters for 30. The images of this city's earthquake included massive fires, collapsed buildings, and uprooted highways. Over 5,000 people lost their lives in this disaster, which once again prompted Japanese officials.
Nia.
Tokyo.
AA, it is your chance to answer. Please finish the question.
Which once again prompted Japanese officials to review earthquake safety in their building codes. Which Japanese city was rocked by a 6.9 earthquake on the morning of January 17, 1995?
AA.
Kobe.
Yes. Kobe is the second largest urban and industrial agglomeration in Japan. It's situated at the eastern end of the inland sea on Osaka Bay. Have you been to?
I used to live in Japan actually before I came to Korea.
Ah, really? So you know Japan very well. Now, you know that if you win 2 in a row, we get to send you to Japan, so.
You have to win this one first.
Nia actually has moved beyond that though, right? We'll see. Actually, is
Not yet.
trying
We're
to
right
move
there.
beyond
We're
that,
right
right?
there.
You have tickets to Japan already, so we'll see what happens with this game. It's very close. It's even now at 240 points. What would you like to have next?
Same category, 40 points, please.
All right, staying with famous disasters, 40 points.
Vladimir Komarov became the first Russian to make 2 space flights. The first was on Vashkot 1, the second when he blasted off alone on April 23rd, 1967, in this spacecraft.
Nia.
Soyuz.
Yes, it is the Soyuz. And it is any of a series of 40 Soviet manned and unmanned spacecraft launched between 1967 and 81. The first was in 1967, very early, and it beat the US and upset the US, and we had to have Armstrong on the moon, right? And Nia, you're increasing your lead, very close game still, and what would you like to have next?
We'll go famous for 50.
All right, famous disasters closing the category, 50 points.
In December 1984, this city was the site of the worst industrial accident in history.
Nia.
Bhopal.
Yes. Chemical leak affected India, and the final death toll was estimated at as high as 2,500 lives, and about 50,000 other people who were temporarily disabled by respiratory problems resulted from the exposure to the toxic gas here. Very, very scary.
Truly, truly bad.
And Nia, you get to choose.
Lives in water for 30.
Lives in water, 30 points.
This is the productive base of both marine and fresh water ecosystems, providing food for larger animals.
AA.
Plankton.
Yes, it is. The lowest animal in the food chain. And AA, you're catching up to 70 versus Nia's 330 points. And AA, you get to choose.
Lives in water, 50.
All right, lives in water, 50 points.
This animal, common in streams and lakes, often conceal themselves under rocks or logs. It is most active at night when it feeds largely on snails, insect larvae, worms, and tadpoles. Some eat vegetation. The head has a sharp snout and the eyes are on movable stalks.
AA.
Turtle.
Nia, it's your chance to answer. Please finish the question.
The head has a sharp snout and the eyes are on movable stalks. It is closely related to the lobster. It mates.
Nia.
Crayfish.
Yes, it is the crayfish. We would have also taken crawfish or crawdad.
Also known as crawdads.
And in Korea, there's a saying that the crayfish sides with crabs. In essence, it means like goes with like. Anyway.
Anyway. But I think crawdad is the answer that we would have accepted.
Yes, it is.
Crawdaddies.
Crawdad.
I'm from the north, I'm sorry.
Yeah, crawdad.
Tasty crawdads, right?
Yeah. Well, when I was a kid, actually, we had a creek in the back of our house.
Yeah, and you
So
catch 'em.
we always catch crawfish and have them fight and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You didn't
Pretty
eat
cool. No, no eating. No eating, just fighting.
It's fun to catch them. You have to catch them from behind.
Exactly. Okay, he has some experience, this guy.
I'm glad you're sharing.
It's a Normalville thing.
Oh, is that right?
He is from Pennsylvania. I'm from Pennsylvania too, I
Oh,
guess.
that's
All
right. And now we have 2 questions on the board. What would you like to have next?
We'll live in water for 40.
All right, lives in water, 40 points.
This animal is of interest as an aquarium animal. It has also been used as heraldic emblems and to treat various ailments. Weak swimmers, it usually lives along the shore among seaweed and other plants to which the animal clings by its tail. When swimming, it maintains an upright position, propelling itself with its fins and rising or sinking by alternating.
Nia.
Seahorse.
It hangs on with its tail, gave it away. And we have just 1 left on the board. Philosophers, 10 points. This person was the least academic of modern philosophers and in many ways was the most influential. His thought marked the end of the age of reason. He propelled political and ethical thinking into new channels. His reforms revolutionized taste, first in music, then in the other arts. He had a profound impact on people's way of life. His written works include The Social Contract and Emile. Who is this French philosopher? AA.
Rousseau.
And now, AA, that was a formidable effort on your part. You did great. However, Nia, you win again 3 times in a row. Congratulations.
Various prizes are awaiting our winning contenders. Your first win will take you on a trip to Jeju Island. Your second win to Japan. Your third win will take you to China. And on your fourth win, you'll win a trip to Southeast Asia. On your fifth win, a trip to Hawaii. Your sixth win, a trip to the United States. And on your seventh win, you'll take the grand prize of a tour of Europe. We hope many of you join us.
Now, AA team, it's always hard to go against a team that's come here before and won because they're more used to our questions and the buzzer and etc. Now, AA, you did a great job on our show. It was great having you, but I know you have supporters behind you who came along to encourage you, and supporters back home. You'd like to share a word with them?
Yeah, just thanks for all the support. We really had a great time, and we just wish them the best of luck in the next round. We think they're a really good team.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
And now, Nia team, you have 3 wins under your belt, and well, so how are you feeling?
Lucky just a bit.
I'm looking forward to some Chinese food. Do they have fortune cookies there?
I don't know. Fortune cookies in China?
In China?
I'm doubting it. I think that's an American Chinese thing, but it'd be nice to see, though.
Well, you could always ask, right?
I think I will.
But are you going to be satisfied with China?
I think I'm going to push for a little bit more.
So you'll be back next week?
We'll be back next week.
All right, we'll be seeing you again. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Nia's doing great. It's won 3 times in a row. Let's see what happens next week. Join us again. Bye-bye.